Unit, you know what I mean? Tripe the God, real shit. Gully TV, my nigga for real.
My God.
Right now, I didn't appreciate them eradicating you from YouTube like they did. Could you explain to my followers exactly what happened to your platform?
See, what happened is, so there is a not so legendary figure named Street Lord Juan, who's from the legendary rap group called the Street Lords. He been home for about 3-4 years now, after doing spending about a dime in a Fed joint. He came home, and before he left, he was one of the most revered figures in the city of Detroit as far as music is concerned. Little street, little music, type of mixture type of situation. Anyway, when he came home a couple of years ago, he tried to reinsert himself back in the scene. And a lot of the Detroit rappers who are having motion right now, they acknowledged him based on the legendary credentials that he possessed prior to him going to penitentiary. Not that he had anything to do with their success, because his success was a part of the previous regime, the previous administration. His success has nothing to do with the success of the Babyface Rays, the Solid Babies, the T Grizzlies, the 42 Dugs, the Baby Monies and the V's. None of them vice reverzos, but they do acknowledge the fact that he was like their predecessor. But what he had going on doesn't have anything to do with the successes they're experiencing right now. So long story short, he took the fact that guys basically was like, I ain't gonna say kissing his ring finger when he came home, but acknowledging who he was. So he took that shit and kind of run with it as if he was still in control of Detroit's hip hop scene. And like if anybody outside of Detroit wanted to check the temperature or wanted to work with or wanted to be enlightened about what was going on in Detroit's current music scene, that he was the go-to person to see. That's not motherfucking true.
Okay.
And I'm just the person who didn't mind saying that wasn't true. A lot of motherfuckers are afraid. A lot of the blogs, a lot of the podcasters, not all, but a lot of the podcasters are afraid to call a spade when it comes to him, because like I can only attribute that shit to them being intimidated to him or who they think he is.
Okay.
I ain't afraid of no motherfucking ghost, bro. And I ain't get the memo I was supposed to be afraid of no nigga who put his pants on the same way I put my pants on. So, long story short, I interviewed one of his fellow group members named Jesse James. In the interview, Jesse James, prior to me interviewing Jesse James, brother, Jesse James took to Instagram and he articulated his interest, or he expressed his interest in wanting to be interviewed about what he knew about some of the most dangerous situations that ever exist in Detroit's hip hop scene. 20 years ago, you had the Street Lords, which is where Juan came from. The whole street, Blade Icewood, you know Blade Icewood by name.
Right.
Most people have heard of Blade Icewood by name. So there was a falling out between the Street Lords / Cheddar Boys and the East Side Cheddar Boys with the Tough Tones, the Wipeouts, Cheddar Boy Malik, Tax Holloway, the real Little Baby, Little Jody, Cheddar Boy Little Baby. So it was a falling out. And that falling out led to a lot of beef in Detroit. 07, 08, 09, well, 04, 05, and 06, 07, 08, really. So in the early 2000s, early 2000s, it was a falling out between the Street Lords and the East Side Cheddar Boys. The three biggest rap groups in the city of Detroit at that particular point in time was the Street Lords / Cheddar Boys, the rock group called Rock Bottom, and the East Side Cheddar Boys.
Okay.
And that led to guys getting locked up, guys getting shot up, getting killed. A lot of robberies, a lot of assaults and shit took place amongst members of the group. And then it spilled over. So the beef between the East Side Cheddar Boys and the Street Lords was really a West Side rap group. Detroit is split into two sides, East Side, West Side, right? So the Street Lords represent the West Side. The East Side Cheddar Boys represented, of course, the East Side. So, like all things in Detroit, nothing really stays operates inside of a bubble. Nothing really operates inside of a vacuum. When there's an issue between West Side and East Side, even though it rap, it spills over into real life. And so the beef between the Street Lords and the East Side Cheddar Boys is likened to the beef between East Coast, West Coast as a result of the Tupac versus Bad Boy situation. So that's how it was in the city of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers that chose sides based on the side of town you were from for the most part. Long story short, I interviewed Jesse James, who was a part of the Street Lords, who was also the connecting factor between the Street Lords and the East Side Cheddar Boys because he's originally from the East Side. He took to Instagram about a month ago and he expressed his interest of being interviewed. And when he dropped his his Instagram rant, well, it wasn't even a rant. It was like a long soliloquy that he dropped in a video on Instagram where he articulated what he would be willing to talk about. He said he'd be willing to talk about or to discuss for pay who backdoor Blade Icewood from the Street Lords, West Side, right? Yeah. Even though Blade is originally from the East Side, he joined forces. He joined the rap group, the Street Lords, which was by origins a West Side rap group. So he talked about that he mentioned that he would talk about during his interviews for pay who backdoor Blade and got him killed, shot up, killed. Who backdoor Wipeout, who was the main representative of the East Side Cheddar Boys. You know what I'm saying? And he understood the term, that he knew what the word backdoor means. Backdoor is not something that your ops do to you, right? Backdoor is what motherfuckers inside your own circle
right
do to you to either get you robbed, set up, killed, whatever the case may be. So basically, long story short, he gave a long laundry list of things that he was willing to talk about, and all those things stem from the beef between the Street Lords and the East Side Cheddar Boys, which is the most revered story in Detroit music folklore. The most revered stories don't have nothing to do with Eminem and D12 or none of that shit. The most revered stories that everybody want to talk about or want to know about, but nobody wants to mention because of the drama associated with the beef between the Street Lords, East Side Cheddar Boys.
Right.
Nobody would really talk about it until I interviewed Jesse, and a lot of screws came out about it. And as a result of me interviewing Street Lord Juan, who's one of the main components of the Street Lords, took to Instagram, basically calling Jesse James a rat, a snitch. He dropped some paperwork saying that Jesse James had a 5K1 in his Fed work. And that resulted in Jesse James taking to Instagram and saying that Street Lord Juan was the person who he's referring to who had backdoored Blade Icewood, his own teammate, and dropped money on him and was working behind the scenes to get rid of him because he was jealous and envious, and also because he wouldn't sign a deal that Juan had supposedly procured from either Def Jam or Universal or Sony Records or whatever it was. I'm not quite sure. But that shit led to a war of words where Juan was dropping subliminal videos and dropping subliminal messages, and Juan's a string puller. You know what I'm saying? And penitentiary, we call motherfuckers like that button pushers. Well, he ain't actually never known for doing that himself, but he just have his little minions go out and do his work for him.
Right.
I'm the only motherfucker in the history of Detroit to challenge this motherfucker that way because I had peeped that he really a bitch nigga and do bitch shit, and he really like a black heart and a black cloud hanging over the city of Detroit. So I'm the only motherfucker in the history of this city ever raised my voice to speak out against him publicly in the way that I've been doing.
Okay. Now, what was it that you said that led to you getting kicked off of YouTube?
Oh, no, what happened was he got with Al Nuke. Al Nuke is from Detroit, but he's been living in Atlanta for like 10, almost 15 years now. So Al Nuke is a Juan dick sucker. He a dick sucker of everybody from that era. So Al Nuke took it upon himself after I checked this bitch ass. He called me, asking me, what's going on with you and Juan type shit. I'm already knowing, like I told you before, that Al Nuke is a bitch ass nigga who, after I got into a QCP and Rollo, Al Nuke was trying to provide QCP and Rollo information about me because he knew certain things about me because I had turned him on because my tax company, and got him out of tax trouble. He was in over $100,000 of tax debt. I can say that now without violating the confidentiality clause because he already took to social media and YouTube and exposed, you know what I'm saying, what my company did for the nigga by saving his house and getting the liens and levies lifted off his real property and his bank accounts and getting his tax debt of $100,000 reduced to almost nothing. So what he did was the niggas, he had been feeding QCP or tried to feed QCP some information about me after he discovered that me and QCP had got into it at Whiskey Mistress and Bank and Bookhead.
Okay.
So this nigga was behind the scenes trying to feed QCP's camp information about me to get to P. But what he didn't know, Gully, is that most of QCP's family in Atlanta don't fuck with him, from his mama on down to cousins, right?
Okay.
So, and also what he didn't know is that OG Freeze, who you see me running with, right? OG Freeze, the same OG Freeze who was BG's cellmate in the Fed joint prior to them both coming home.
Okay.
What he didn't know is that OG Freeze is affiliated, and I'm gonna leave that at that, right?
Yeah.
And the person who, Al Luke, who's also Zaytoven's manager, right? The one thing that he didn't know is that we had to reach out, right? Because he already did an interview yesterday with Wano, and in which he exposed the fact that he tried to get QCP to bankroll one of his movies or some ideas that he have about movie ideas, right?
Okay, before you go on, I have one question. What is Al Nuke's position or relationship to entertainment? What is it that he do? What do he do?
He had a cable show called Nuke at Night years ago, and he wrote and produced a couple of movies that were bankrolled by other people like Baby Ray of La Costa Nostra fame. Baby Ray was the heavyweight in the music business 20 years ago when he pushed out Lil Mike and a couple of other big projects he's done. But now he's a serial entrepreneur.
Okay.
So when Al Nuke first started the movie things, right, he didn't have no money. He was broke and he was fucked up. So he got other motherfuckers to invest in his movies, and Baby Ray was one of the motherfuckers who invested in his movie making shit. So he moved to Atlanta almost 15 years ago, broke and fucked up, because Detroit had basically chewed him up and split him out. So when he moved to Atlanta, he dick sucked his way into favor with Zaytoven and became co-manager of Zaytoven with a man Roland, aka Digital Dope.
Okay, got it.
So for the last 10 plus years, he's been operating under the guise or under the thumb of Zaytoven down in Atlanta. So a lot of the contacts, connections, and resources he got in the music business, he's gotten because he's been a representation of Zaytoven in many different ways.
Got it. All right.
So that's it. But long story short, the nigga was feed. So what he did was, when he reached out, he heard that I got to in QCP. Not because I told him, but because he had seen it on interviews on Instagram, YouTube, and shit like that, right? So he tried to reach out to QCP through his people, not knowing that the person he tried to reach out to was affiliated same way OG Freeze is affiliated with, right?
Right.
So instead of the message being conveyed to P Front Dope, the message got backshot to OG Freeze because the people who were affiliated the same way Freeze is affiliated with, they know I'm with Freeze. They see me and Freeze on YouTube. They see me and Freeze in Atlanta. They see me and Freeze running around. So when the nigga Al Nuke tried to reach out to get the information about me, like where I stay, what I'm doing, what I'm on, personal information about me, to them, the message got the old boy who was P's cousin, but it's one of those cousins that don't fuck with P. You feel me? And you feel me? And one of the cousins who was drawn up on the same level of affiliation as OG Freeze. So instead of that message being delivered to P and people who really up close and personal with P, the message got shot to OG Freeze. So Freeze called me. That was May of this year when I got my information came back. Freeze called me like, man, and I'm going to sing you the audio of Freeze, because Freeze is back in the Fed joint right now. You hear me? Get knocked down for a RICO. But the RICO ain't going to stick it. He's going to come right back home. But nevertheless, Freeze called in to give details. And I'm going to send you that audio, too, so you can include.
Okay.
So Freeze called me. He said, man, who the fuck is Alvin Nuke or Al Nuke? Who is that? Because he don't know the nigga. He just relaying but he had heard back from his people who are the same affiliation. So I said, oh, he said, who was that? Who the fuck is Alvin Nuka? Alvin, who was that? I said, oh, this nigga from Detroit, that's Zaytoven manager. He's like, oh yeah. He said, okay, but Dawg on Hope. He on Hope business. He trying to reach out to P, trying to get information on you. You know what I'm saying? And the information got intercepted because the motherfucker he said to reach out to is on the same type of time I'm on. Talking about freeze. I said, oh yeah. So from that point forward, I started to reach out to the bitch nigga Al Nuke. Like, nigga, pull up. Cause freeze like, tell the nigga pull up. Don't tell him that you know what he doing, cause he gonna get spooked out. So tell the nigga to pull up. So at that point, tell him I'm gonna send you my text message. No, let's go back to November, for February, pardon me, right? So when Rollo come home, the nigga do the same thing. He see me and Rollo going at it, going back and forth. This bitch ass nigga Gully just run around trying to give motherfuckers who we think heavy information on me and think I don't know about it.
Got it.
So as I'm learning what he's doing, I'm telling nigga pull up, brunch on me. You know what I'm saying? Freeze, tell nigga pull up. We can spank the nigga, right? Now I got an anger problem, my nigga. So normally when a nigga do some whole shit, I just cuss it straight out. But with this particular situation, because of the nature of how serious it is, I say I ain't gonna tell a nigga nothing. I'm just gonna reach out to the nigga like, man, pull up on me. I'm in Atlanta because I travel a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I say, pull up on me. Nigga, well, there, pull up on me. He sensed that I knew. That I know what kind of power, yellow belly, big ass, pork chop eating ass nigga this is. You feel me?
Right.
So he knew what it was. Nigga never did pull up on me. You hear me?
Yeah.
And when I did see a nigga in Detroit, and my man D. Reed never stopped going to birthday party, I didn't want to fuck up the whole party like that. You feel me? Because he came to the party with somebody who he introduced me to, but I'm DJing for one. I'm hosting for number two. And the nigga who party was is one of the biggest concert promoters in the city of Detroit. So it was that Steve Soul Food shit, 1440 Franklin, like downtown Detroit. Right. I didn't want to blow this shit. Right. So that's why I didn't get the nigga in. Because I figured I'm going to see a nigga again. You feel me? Right. So what happened was Street Lord Juan, he called Street Lord Juan, and I noticed what happened because the Street Lord Juan girlfriend at the time, right, she has come back to me after all this shit happened and revealed all this shit that Street Lord Juan was into, trying to get background checks on me. Mad because I'm talking about his bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? I had labeled the nigga Juanita, Street Lord Weinstein, Street Lord Juanita type shit, right? Right. So ain't nobody, now mind you, Gully, nobody in Detroit has ever challenged this nigga like I'm challenging him. They've never exposed and lifted up the dress on this pussy ass nigga like I've done. Right. So the whole city of Detroit, they fucked up. They don't know what the fuck going on because they can't believe I'm doing it because a lot of these niggas are scared of this bitch ass nigga. So Al Nuke having a secret animosity in his heart towards me because I checked him a few times about how she did, right? He's going back on Street Lord Juan. That's my man from back in the day. Dick sucking wine, all kind of hoe ass shit. So he called himself feeding wine, same kind of information that he was trying to feed QCP and Rollo about me. So Wine used him as his proxy because he telling Wine, y'all know shit about the nigga. How I know he said that? It's because Wine's chick, who he was with up until a week and a half ago, and spilled all the beans. So that's the interview you hear me. That's the chick you hear on the interview with me, who giving all the details, receipts. Nigga can't say she lying because she got recordings of this nigga. She got pictures of that nigga. She got screenshots of the nigga phone while he sleep like a big ass funky bear, right? All the nigga personal information, she know it, right? That's why when the nigga eventually tried to sent me a cease and desist, how you gonna send me a cease and desist on something when your ex-girlfriend provided me all the, you pillow talking bitch, nigga?
So the cease and desist was to silence the girl?
No, to silence me.
Okay.
Because the girl ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting interviews with her, but I ain't put her name out there. You know what I'm saying? Right. But he know who she is. Right? He know who she is. He know all that kind of shit. He didn't send her no cease and desist. He sent me one because I got the loudest voice in Detroit.
Got it.
So what he did was he used Al Nuke. So this was the peep game from a gangster perspective, bro. the nigga Al knew. He put my address out there where my kids stay at in Georgia. He put my address online. He called himself scratching the numbers of the address hole, but you can see right through that shit, bro. That's number one. Number two, when you put the city and the street that I live on out there, I live in a private community, bro. It ain't hard to figure out. It ain't no other street with that name in the whole state of Georgia, in that city of Georgia. You feel me?
Right.
So he called it, so you put me out there, right? And you had already given QCP wrong information about me. You already given the Street Lord Juan information about me, right? So he called himself being Street Lord Juan's proxy by trying to expose shit, right, on me. The shit he said, he said, you gay, you was in prison, you gay. Then he said, well, you ain't from Detroit. You moved to Detroit when you was 15. You ain't from Detroit, you from Pontiac. Pontiac 15 minutes from Detroit.
Right.
But he's trying to insinuate through suggestion or flat out say that if a nigga ain't born and raised in Detroit, he don't know nothing about what Detroit culture is. Then he said, you a nerd, you from Pontiac, I'm a gangster, I'm from Detroit. Then listen, Gully, when he first did it, I'm in Atlanta when he did it. I'm in Atlanta when he put my address out there. It ain't hard to get a nigga address, bro. Right? I don't return in kind what he did, because that shit is flawed. I don't take his address and his daughter's addresses and put them online like he did me. I pull up to the bitch nigga house. When I pull up to his house, I'm on the phone with R.J. Watkins Jr., who's a legend up here in Turbulence TV, the whole Wolf of Detroit shit, and Helliver, and my barber, Mook, the female barber whose barbershop is right across the street from Al Nuke Man, BB's Diner on 7 Mile. I pull up to the nigga house. I tell RJ, call that whole ass nigga, tell him I'm outside. I'm in the nigga driveway.
Yeah.
Nigga, you playing games on Instagram. Bitch, I'm in your driveway. Man, the nigga called me, Gully. I'm working 3 phones. Right. He called me and said, I'm going to get your bitch ass locked up. I'm going to send you in jail. I'm going to send you back in jail with the maggots and sissies and blah, 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 blah. Because you know the first thing a nigga do when a nigga trying to get a nigga who been locked up, the first thing they say is a nigga who's gay.
Yeah.
That's the first thing a bitch-ass nigga who uninitiated say. Like the majority of niggas in prison gay.
Yeah.
That's the first thing a bitch-ass nigga who ain't never been locked up in no measurable way say.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Right, so he tell me, I'm going to get you locked up. So I got the nigga on speakerphone. I'm on the phone with everybody, with Helliver, RJ, and Mook. They hear him saying he gonna get me locked up.
Right.
So the nigga attacked me. This is the whole shit he doing, Gully. This nigga, he blocked me on Instagram. He made a post saying, yeah, he a whole ass nigga. He is fag. He a bitch ass nigga. He ain't from Detroit. Y'all see he ain't responding. They don't know this nigga got me blocked.
Yeah.
Right?
Got it.
And then the nigga used his contacts and connections with Zaytoven and all this music. And so they contact Instagram, get my Instagram shut down. Then he say, the nigga, he said, I'm fucking him up so much. He didn't get off Instagram. They don't know. The nigga reported my Instagram and said I was threatening, harassing, and bullying him. I jumped in the nigga DM like, I'll spank your bitch ass. This nigga took the DM, Gully, screenshotted it, and put it on Instagram and made a video saying, if anything happened to me, Dawg Face did it. Yes. A dying declaration.
That's crazy as hell. Let me ask you
That's
something.
That's the nastiest work.
How was they able to serve you a cease and desist? How did that happen? Did they...
Hold on, when you get there, Gully, let me back up for a second, bro.
Okay.
So when my Instagram gone, he go to he run the Instagram like he ain't got no Instagram. I chased him on Instagram. He don't know. Then he reported my page. He had his he got 50, 60 niggas report my page saying I'm threatening him.
Yeah.
Right? Then he get my YouTube shut down. And he say, man, he off YouTube too. He on Instagram, he off YouTube too. He running from me. They don't know. That he reported my YouTube saying I threatened him and Juan.
Yeah.
First thing he did was snatch my videos down and give me a strike, saying I threatened and intimidated Street Lord Juan. And I threatened and intimidated the nigga Al Nuke. Right? And then he run YouTube saying, he run Instagram talking about, yeah, he gone. I to chase him away, y'all. Detroit stand up. Then he made a collection of videos admitting that he reported my shit. So he saying he a gangster. I'm a nerd. He saying he an East Side Detroit legend and a gangster and a killer. But this nigga sitting there reporting my page, reporting my YouTube channel. Like a bitch ass nigga he is, and running the YouTube, running the Instagram, talking about I just disappeared. Then he's so stupid, he goes on Instagram and admits he did it and laughing. Like, yeah, thank you, Detroit. He don't say he did it. He say, Detroit, we did it. We got him off Instagram. We got him off YouTube. So fast forward, he talking tough. So I say, okay, I tell you what, nigga, because the shit you did is deserving of an ultimate destination.
Yeah.
I said, but I tell you what, because I know you a bitch, nigga, and you already playing police games, nigga. I said, let's box. Right? It was a couple of different variations, but last one I said, nigga, I'll put up 10,000. You ain't got to put up nothing. Let's box, nigga. Let's do the Detroit Fight Club. Let's do the boxing shit. I'll put up 10,000. You ain't got to put up nothing. He didn't respond. He go dark. He's still talking shit, but he don't respond to that. Right? So listen. So the question you asked me about,
how was they able to serve you?
So listen, fast forward. So listen. So on exactly, this is how stupid and slow these niggas is, bro. The chick who was Street Lord Juan girlfriend, she telling me, he don't even know it. The nigga gonna try to sue you. The video that Al Luke put up calling you gay and saying you a rat and all other shit, Juan really made that video on CapCut. That's the little software that he used on his phone.
Okay.
And he gave it to Al Luke, and Al Luke put it up. This was all a plan. He's sitting back. These niggas, and Al Luke said, I'm utilizing the 48 laws of power and the art of war. He don't know that's all deceptive, Edomite ass, lying. He don't understand. This nigga don't understand that he's championing the art of war and the 48 laws of power, not even understanding that is military war strategy tactics that says you can lie, steal, cheat, rat, and do all other kind of shit on the motherfucker to get rid of your enemies and to pit one person against another person. Type shit. So he trying to champion that shit. I got some Zulu Inkatha Freedom Party ass, South African, Sub-Saharan African rebel ass shit. Nigga, that's Edomite teachers, you bitch ass nigga.
Right.
The art of war means you a lie, steal, cheat, rat, do all that kind of shit to get rid of your enemies. You feel me?
Right.
And he knows the common average motherfucker don't understand what the sectarian gospel, the Aquarian gospel, the art of war, the art of deception, the art of seduction. They know the average motherfucker don't read, so he don't know. He used it like it's a weapon. So his whole thing is, when niggas ask him, bro, how you call the police on nigga? How you report the nigga page when you say you a gangster? How you report the YouTube channel? Oh, I'll do anything. I'll do anything to get rid of this nigga. I'll do anything. If I gotta call the police, if I gotta report this shit, I gotta do anything. I'll do anything to get rid of this nigga. So what happened was, on August 29th, bro, the nigga Al Luke, all of a sudden, he created 2 pages, the different Dawg Face and Detroit versus Dawg Face, fake page where he put on all his own fake shit. All of a sudden, on October 29th, it all disappeared. We make a video saying, man, I'm done with this shit, back to regularly scheduled program at Gully. On October 29th, he did this shit, bro. When I got the cease and desist letter from Street Lord Juan, guess what date was on it?
What?
October 29th.
Shamani Excel 10 on the bike. You tuned in, Gully TV, the realest for the streets. This is what it's about. Talk to him.